Hello everyone, welcome back to our brand new show, Draw This in Your Style. It is so good to see you all here. Welcome. Day 2 with the wonderful stevieraedrawn. How are you doing today, Stevie?
I'm still really excited to be here.
Yay! Oh, it's so good to see you all. 1 second, I am going to refresh my chat. I just want to make sure I'm getting everyone in here. But yeah, if you guys weren't here yesterday, I wanted to, oh, you know what? 1 second. I think I am not actually on the live stream page. Hang on 1 second, you guys, so I can't actually say hi to all of you. I will be right back, you guys. I am so sorry. 1 second. Getting everyone in here. I think we're back. It might be a little bit of a Behance hiccup. I think I am not able to see the chat right now. But anyway, I am going to go ahead and introduce the stream regardless. Hello. Okay, now I'm seeing everyone. Hi, Sam. Hello. Welcome. Okay, we're good now, you guys. Okay, rewind. So today, if you guys did not see the stream yesterday, basically what Draw This in Your Style is, if you've never heard of it, is when an illustrator or an artist will create a specific illustration for Draw This in Your Style, and they'll upload it online and invite everyone to recreate that specific illustration in their own style. So basically what we're doing with this show, we're kind of doing that, but with a twist. Me and Stevie picked a theme to go off of, that is Autumn Fairy, and we both drew a specific illustration. Now we're swapping, and now we're drawing each other's in our own style. But before we get to that, I am going to hand it over to Stevie so she can give a little bit of an intro to who she is and kind of what kind of art she makes, if you guys are unfamiliar with her work. It's not just you. Oh, it looks like Rin says the chat's not loading for anyone. Okay, so it wasn't just me. Looks like there was a Behance issue. I hope you all are able to refresh the stream and you guys can see us all now. Okay, hi, welcome.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, so I'm going to hand it over to you, Stevie, and we can go ahead and see your portfolio.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Codi. I'm Stevie, aka stevieraedrawn. I am a digital painter and a 2D artist working in the mobile games industry. I'm also a veteran old school Adobe Twitch channel streamer from circa, I don't know, 2017.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yep. I am personally on a mission to help all artists embrace the idea that every mistake is just a chance to do a little better next time. So you'll hear me talking about that often. And as part of that, I have actually recently started doing a bi-weekly creative refuel email where I kind of talk about the things that I'm doing to try not to burn out or to try and stay in balance myself. So if you're interested in that, on my website that Codi's looking at, just scroll past the portfolio and there's a little sign up form there. You can also see, actually the most important part, the kind of art that I make, which is fantastical realism, kind of with a focus on dreamy lights and color and a diverse representation. So
very cool. Lovely.
It's really great to see everyone here today.
Oh, I'm so glad we are all able to see the chat now. I seriously, Stevie, love this self-portrait of you, and it's so cool to go back in this one specific post to see all of your old self-portraits too. Oh my goodness, that's so neat. I remember you used to have these all as your avatars, and this one is just so beautiful. I love the hint of the indigo lighting on your hair right here. It's so beautiful.
I actually used my colored light that you see behind me in order to, I used a mirror for that one. So I was trying to actually see with my eyes and replicate it in painting. It was a wonderful challenge.
All right, well, I hope you all go check out Stevie's work. Also, by the way, this right here is the Draw This in Your Style that Stevie did. as well as the one that I did here. So we both swapped these, and now we are going to go head over to Photoshop, and we are going to start working on those.
Yes, I can't wait. I've been thinking about this drawing all day.
So have I, actually. I'm kind of excited to start coloring this and the little crow friend.
I went back and I did some additional details from what we were working on last night. I realized that I had started lining, but I had been lining in too large of a brush. So I went and I started lining again in the brush size that matches the other piece I did, because I want them to go side by side.
Right.
So.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for showing up, by the way. Oh my gosh, despite the chat issues that we're having on Behance. Hi, Sam. I can see some of you. Fabio, Wade, welcome. Hello, Bliss. Hello, Biola. So good to see you all. Steven, good to see you. Thank you so much for hopping in. Oh my gosh. Wade says, mistakes, those are just launch pads for future growth. Oh yes, I love that. That's perfect.
Yeah. That is literally my life.
All right, so yeah, I think I'm going to add some more leaves. Wait, that's where I left off, was I was adding leaves, and I think I'm going to add some more with sketching. But then once I go to color, I think I'm going to, sometimes what I like to do with like things in the background to create depth is I'll kind of take the background color that I have and I'll just make it a little bit darker, and then I'll kind of like create like layers. Like I'll make maybe some more branches here in the background, but maybe it's just like a bit lighter so it's not so obtrusive. Oh, actually it's above this stem layer. Here we go. Now, so I can make like these like lighter sticks, like, but they're kind of like pushed into the background here. So I think I'll do that with some like extra layers of leaves too. Kind of make it
I love that. That's a great way to create depth.
Yeah. CJ in chat said, we don't make mistakes, we just have happy accidents.
Yes.
Mr. Bob Ross over here.
Yes. My hero.
I just always think of, I actually turned on a Bob Ross video the other day, and it just made me think of back around the same time that we were on the Adobe Twitch channel was the start of the Bob Ross Twitch channel as well.
I know.
me and my husband CJ, we watched that nonstop when that started. It was so intriguing to watch Bob Ross, and it was just like it was a whole thing. It like totally brought Bob Ross back into culture, and it was just so great. I loved that.
Bob Ross has always been associated with technology in my mind, because when I was in middle school, there was a like try out a career, or like go visit a person who is a real person who has a career you're interested in program. So you got to pick 3 careers, and then they'd match you up with like volunteer adults who worked in that career, and you could visit them at their workplace and ask them questions. And I had put artist, and like there were no artists in the town that I lived in, but there was graphic designers. And the one graphic designer who I got paired up with was literally making an official Bob Ross website.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So I just always think of, when I think of technology and websites and graphic design, like my very first exposure was through Bob Ross. Thanks, Bob. But I think that his family is really tech friendly. That's why the Twitch thing exists.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Hi, Kai. Welcome. Laura, hello. Welcome. Kevin, good to see you guys in chat. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's good to see everyone.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention, you guys, if you want to recreate either or both or combine any of these paintings that we're doing today, feel free to post them online with hashtag Adobe Live DTIYS, or you can post it in the Photoshop Discord. We have a new channel for just specifically this show. I just posted a couple of our entries that we had on Instagram into the Discord, so you guys can go there and check them out if you want to see some of the entries. The first one that we got, the watercolor one, is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, the way that they did the leaves and the branches is so pretty.
I was blown away. It's just so amazing.
Yeah. I think I might make the crow a little bit bigger, because I feel like in yours you have the crow is a much bigger focal point. So I think I might need to make this guy a little bit bigger. See, where is he? There we go. Layer hunting. I really like how your dress turned out. That looks really great.
The one I'm currently drawing?
Yeah.
I was like, there's a dress in the original one too.
Right. I just looked over at what you were drawing, so.
Yeah, I am really, normally I would do all my line art in just black and then I would add color later. But I feel like it adds a little bit to my vision. Like it helps me know where I'm going to be doing my lines in color directly. So.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's a really cool idea, actually. Just kind of like giving yourself almost just an idea of what the final piece might look like, but without the color.
Exactly. We're gonna get a little liberal with our smoothing today.
Smoothing is your friend. Don't be afraid of using smoothing.
Never. Are there any new features to Photoshop that you love?
Smoothing is definitely one of them. I don't know how long smoothing has been around, but it's a new feature for me.
It's not very long.
Yeah, okay.
Couple years.
Yeah, smoothing is a really good one. To be completely honest, I really don't use all that many tools in Photoshop. I pretty much just like use brush, smoothing, like lasso tool, like the very like non-complex things. Like that's pretty much all I use, and like that's all I know about Photoshop.
I accidentally use everything. Like I use all the photo editing tools and stuff.
Oh yeah, nice.
So if I ever try to use any just drawing software, I get lost because I'm like, wait, how do I replace color? Where's all my selective color and all the other things?
That's funny. I'm pretty sure that's also kind of how Voodoo Val works, because she has a big kind of photo editing-esque kind of background with Photoshop. She does a lot of the daily creative challenges, and she teaches Photoshop that way. So I think that's kind of how she works too. But for me, I'm just like only drawing.
Yeah. One of the new features that I really love is it's the warp tool. It's a part of the warp tool that lets you like deform things as if they were curving.
I think it's called puppet warp. Oh, really?
It's not puppet warp. No. Oh. Let me see if I can actually show a really tiny little preview. So if I like make a layer and I draw a circle on it and wait, here, I'll draw a circle and say I want this circle to like curve around the shape of this spool. So you can go into, if you right click when you're in free transform and you go to warp, there's this grid up top that you can select. And when you select the grid, you get all these like individual points.
Oh, wow.
And you can do all sorts of things. Like you can like rotate some. So you get all this like really fine level control, but you can select a group of them. Let's see if I can remember the hotkeys. So you can select a group of them and you can scale them. And that gives the perspective of something like going around a round object.
Wow, that is so cool.
I know. I know. So, and you can like bring it in a little. And it just gives you some more fine control over your warp if you want to warp something into an interesting position.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
The transform that I really use is Distort. I really love Distort because like if I draw something like super wonky, for instance, like Like we can edit this crow right now for a second here. Like if I felt like this was super wonky, we go to Distort, and you can pull like each individual corner, and it really helps with like kind of like filling things out. Like sometimes I happen to like draw something that feels kind of flat or maybe angled wrong. But like you can skew things with Distort, and you can just push and pull with each corner. And
apparently you can also turn it into a figure 8.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I just broke it.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool.
Oh, it's too much. I got an error. It's too much. Oh, it actually worked though. Oh, that's weird.
Steven says smoothing has been around for 12 years. Well. Well. Apparently I am not in the know.
Has it been around for 12 years? I feel like it was only introduced in CC.
Sam says 2018.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Thanks, Sam.
Let's see. I think I might make the background on this a little bit darker. Kind of be maybe a little bit more autumny. My background that I start with is usually kind of just like this light cream color. Do you always start with a color outside of white when you're doing your illustrations, or do you always start with white as your background?
I usually use mid-tone gray. Just totally neutral. But I have been wanting to do more experimentation, you know, like like do some mid-tone other color, or like actually do some lighter tones or some darker tones. I want to try what I see Sam doing, which is starting, especially when you like block in the base shades on your character, starting them dark and then working in your lights on top of that. Steven's right. Smoothing has been around in other software.
Oh, in other software. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. Kai, I'm pretty sure I taught you that.
Always be starting with neutral gray. Sam says same. Yeah, I always start with a cream color. Maybe it's just because I use a lot of warm tones, so it just kind of usually goes. I can't work with gray as my background. It's so funny. It just totally throws me off.
It's just so interesting how much your eyes can get tricked by lights and darks.
Definitely.
So if you're painting in something that's going to have a full range of value from the darkest darks to the lightest lights, I think that's when it really matters.
Yeah. Kai says if I ever start with a color, then it's a completely neutral value and close to mid saturation too. Gotcha.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sam has been doing all these really cool like daily character paintings. Have you seen them on his Instagram lately? He's been popping off on Instagram.
I know. He has literally been like the king of Instagram recently. Which I love to see it, you know?
For sure. He's making TikToks. He's doing cool tutorials. I'm like, man, that's awesome.
I gotta learn how to work faster.
Me too.
So I can actually post things.
That's always been my thing, is I am such a slow worker sometimes.
Yeah, you and me both. It's okay to be slow, though.
Yeah.
It's just we wish to appease the social media.
Exactly.
What kind of shoes is this fairy wearing? Are these cowboy boots? Is she wearing cowboy boots?
She can wear whatever shoes you want her to wear. They just got little pom-poms on the toes.
Oh, I didn't even see those. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, they're not cowboy boots. Maybe they're just some slippers.
There you go.
Oh my God, I'm drawing those in right now.
Love me some fairy pom-poms.
I know, it's very Tinkerbell.
Yes. Sam says, haha, I was, but I've fallen into another slump of no posting, forever struggling to maintain that balance. I think that's every artist.
Yeah. It's impossible to actually appease social media.
Oh yeah, definitely. Way too hard.
Yeah.
But we try.
I know. We will forever try.
Yep. I think I'm gonna start adding some color in here on these leaves. I'm pretty sure
yes.
I'm just about done with my sketch. I'll probably add in some other details as I add in with the coloring. I think I might add in some like red berries into the trees and leaves and stuff like that too, maybe.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Just to kind of like fill in the space a little here and there. But yeah, I pretty much for the coloring, I just use this one brush by Kyle Webster called Conte Crayon, and it just kind of very lightly color things in to let the texture show through. And
I've been using from his wet media brushes, the classic cartoonist, if anyone is also interested.
Yeah, his brushes are so fantastic, you guys. If you've never tried them out and you have a CC sub, by the way, all of his brushes are free through CC libraries, and you can download them. If you've never downloaded them before, by the way, you just open the brush menu and you just go to the cog and then you go down to get more brushes and it'll open your browser and you can download all of his packs. The brush that I'm using, Conte Crayon, is in his mega pack, and then my sketch brush, Happy HB, is also in the mega pack too.
Mm-hmm. Sam, are you gonna draw this in your style? I will die to see you draw fairies.
Oh, that would be amazing. And Sam has this really cool, like magic. I almost said magic trick. It's kind of a magic trick in Photoshop. He does like this really cool technique to create like magical particles and like a magical looking effect. It's really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Totally
yeah, I saw his TikTok video about it. It's
yeah, that one.
Everyone go look up Sam Peterson art on TikTok.
Post your link, Sam. Elisa, welcome. Hi, how are you doing? Hi, Codi Bear. Thanks for being a mod on the previous streams. Yeah, of course. It's my pleasure. It was some really awesome Lightbox streams, you guys. I don't know if you missed those streams. Feel free to catch the replays on YouTube on the Creative Cloud YouTube channel. We had Robert Kondo. He is a previous Pixar artist, as well as the artist that designed the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. He was on today too. Very cool. Oh, I love the way you drew her shoes. Oh my goodness, those are so cute. They look like little medieval slippers. I love it.
All I needed was for you to say fairy slippers with pom-poms, and I was like, I know what we're doing.
Exactly. Kai says I'm going to see if I can do this DTIYS when I have some free time. Yes, please do. I'd love to see your work. Oh my goodness. So much fun.
You know what amazes me, Codi?
What?
That you can say DTIYS so quickly.
I've had some practice. Let me tell you, I have had some practice.
I keep wanting to say DIY.
Yes, like yeah, like DIY, like do it yourself. Yeah, I used to think that was actually what it was, or like DTYIS is what I thought it was. DIYTS. I've trained myself to be able to say it once I started doing them more.
Draw in your this style.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, draw this, and yeah, DTIYS.
Thanks for posting that, Sam.
Draw it yourself in style. There you go. Gareth says, I suppose war fairies would be okay. Sam said fairies would be indeed be a change of pace for me. we need like a medieval knight fairy or something. Like totally make it your own, Sam. Like medieval knight fairy sewing up a patch or something.
Or even better, Sam, you could do some sort of autumn fairy original prompt of your own for other people to participate with. Big axes and muscles. What do you click to move your canvas like that? I believe that's the rotation that Daniel is asking about.
Oh yeah, so I have it set up on my express keys on my tablet, but to move the canvas around, to just like have the hand tool on, you're holding the space key to move your canvas, and then R for rotate will bring up the rotate tool, and you can rotate in any direction. And then if you want to bring your canvas back upright, you just press escape and it'll go back upright.
I didn't know that.
Really?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't.
Yes, I rotate so often. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that I'm left-handed and I kind of like draw like this, but like to get good angles with my wrist, I really need to rotate my canvas a lot.
So I knew about rotating, but I did not know about returning, like hitting escape.
Yeah, I use that all the time.
It's magical.
Yeah. Any other left-handed people in chat? Lefties unite. R on the keyboard is a lifesaver. Yes, for me too. Do you rotate your canvas much? I actually meant to say that yesterday, Stevie, is I noticed that you don't rotate. You didn't, at least on the stream. I don't know if maybe you just rotate less when you're on stream.
I only rotate a very small amount for very difficult lines. And I don't know why.
Hey, whatever works for you.
It's so helpful.
Yeah.
Well, the idea is like that you can naturally draw a straight line in one direction. You have to practice to learn what direction. Is it towards you or away from you or horizontally? And then if you know that, then when you rotate, you can draw naturally straight lines anytime.
Right.
But I guess I make things hard on myself.
Yeah, the fact that I rotate all the time, I think about traditional painters and how they couldn't just rotate their canvas at any direction.
Well, they can do 4 directions.
Yeah. Right, so I've blocked in the leaves here. I think I might make a little bit of variation by kind of changing up the orange. So maybe changing some of the colors of the leaves, but I have a trick for you guys. If you block in all the colors, let's say, like for instance here, I've done all the leaves and you're like, oh, well, I don't like the color of some of these. All you have to do is lock transparency, just press, well, you can't really see it, but right on this UI, you can't see it. Right above your layers, you have like a little checkerboard icon right next to the word lock. And if you press that, you have a little lock icon on your layer now. And so now, I'll usually go in with hard round just so my computer doesn't have to process the texture. But now you can go in and actually change the color without going outside of that shape. Super useful. Hey Jess, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Good to see you. Jess is an awesome illustrator that comes on Adobe Live sometimes. You guys go check out her work as well. She is wonderful.
I need more people on Behance to follow, okay? It's very important.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Jess, I'm gonna follow you. And I'm gonna do it right now. Oh my God, her work is beautiful.
I know, right?
Followed.
Bill in chat says, do you both use lots of layers or not very many? What about you, Stevie?
Oh my goodness. I have once had a document with like 400 layers in it.
Oh my gosh. It took my breath away.
Yeah. Oh, I should have warned you. Yeah, I use a lot of layers. I have some performance issues because of how many layers I use. Mm-hmm. And something I've been practicing is trying to keep the main components down to like just a couple layers. So yeah, I'll talk to you about layer maintenance or layer management anytime you want.
Yeah. I probably hover around, well, nowadays I probably hover around maybe 20 or 30 layers. I used to be a lot more like 100, but now that I've kind of refined my coloring style, I guess, it's a lot less, but still certainly not like 1 or 2. I definitely still have a list of layers.
Mm-hmm. 400. I don't normally have 400, but I do regularly get up to like 50 to 60 in one painting.
Mm-hmm. Especially, it makes sense for your paintings though, because you have a lot of detail and a lot of rendering that goes on. So it makes sense that you would want to kind of put all of that on separate layers, you know, in case you want to go back and fix something or anything like that.
Yeah, I keep all the core components separate. So like, I'll have a layer for skin, and sometimes I'll split that into multiple ones. Like if I have an arm that goes behind and an arm that comes in front, I'll split those out. Um, and then I will do clipping layers for my shading and all my different elements on top of those. And so that's a pretty bloated way to do it. So
I kind of do that in a way too. Like certain objects, like the branches, for instance, I got that on one layer. The leaves I have on one layer, or like sometimes I'll separate it out by color. Like all the blue things I'll have like on 1 or 2 layers or something like that. I guess because I do use a lot of clipping masks and lock transparency, it's easy for me to just kind of like brush over everything with a really big brush if I want to fix or change something.
I cannot say how powerful like clipping layers or layer masks are for art in digital art in general.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like if you paint digitally and you only use one layer, that is indicating you have more of a traditional painting style. But if you're ever comfortable, or if you ever want to experiment getting more into like clipping masks, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I use lock transparency and clipping masks in every single painting that I do.
Yeah, me too. That's an interesting idea, to make a list of like my most used features.
Bill says, okay, follow up. Do you name your layers, Stevie?
You can't see my layer panel right now, but I'm going to show you. Okay. So, this is actually perfect. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to just pull this over here, and I may have to rearrange a little bit, but that's fine. Okay. Here's my layer menu. I don't have colors currently, but I often use colors as well on my layers. I have, every layer is named in my current line art. This stuff in this group is sketch. So like it's planned to go in the garbage. So we don't have to name that. Okay.
Right.
But what I do when I add a layer, I hit Control-Shift-N, and the new layer window pops up automatically with the name field highlighted. So when you're adding a layer, you can type the name immediately. And oftentimes I will hit Tab space to make it clip to the previous layer. So I don't even have to go click the clip feature at all. I'll just add it in the right place.
That is so cool. I didn't know that about naming layers.
Yeah. It's so helpful, and it's something that no other software I've used has, and it is a must.
Yeah, so I sometimes I'll name layers. A lot of the time I end up being a layer hunter because I don't name things.
That's okay.
But I do a lot of the time name groups, and I'll also color code groups too. I use color coding a lot more so than names. Sometimes I've noticed that even if I name layers, I'll still end up just ignoring the name. Maybe it's just because I'm used to not looking for the name. So color code, maybe I'm just kind of a visual person. So I can very easily see, okay, this is the group that I need because it's the right color.
I'll tell you the reason I name my layers is because I often right click. So with the move tool selected, I'll right click to find a layer. And if it's not named, I won't know what is what. So having it named lets me like get to what I need to get to really quickly.
Right.
So it's just a workflow thing. It makes sense that you wouldn't if you don't need that feature.
Right.
It's also probably if you don't have 500 layers.
Oh, trust me, I still end up getting lost in my layers. Right. Bill says Stevie rocking with the shortcuts.
I try.
Jess says team hashtag 5050 layers named.
Jess. Oh, hello, Louisa. I don't know if I said hi yet, but hello. Thank you guys for asking such good questions.
Yeah, I know.
If there's
right?
anything, if there's anything you're curious about, keep those questions coming. Oh my God, Cody, yours is looking so good.
Thank you. I really like the addition of the berries. I think it kind of just like gives a little bit more of like a autumn vibe. I was feeling like my version was a little empty, so I kind of just like, it's like one of those little knickknacks that you can kind of throw in to fill in some of that empty space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's lovely. I'm really, really digging it.
Hi, Louisa. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining.
All right, this needle is going to be the biggest challenge of my entire life. Oh no. Oh no. This is when we rotate.
Yes. Is this another first for you? Have you ever drawn a sewing needle before?
Well, actually, I don't think so. I've drawn safety pins.
Oh, there you go. That's somewhat similar.
This is how you draw a needle, right?
Sure. That's how I draw arms and hands too.
This is why you make them straight.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
We're gonna be here all day, fam.
Also, just a reminder, you guys, if you want to participate in this Draw This in Your Style, either one, mine or Stevie's or both, feel free to post them online on Instagram or anywhere else with hashtag Adobe Live DTIYS. I'm most likely going to see it on Instagram, or you can post it on the official Photoshop Discord under the Draw This in Your Style channel, and we will see it there as well. Probably won't be able to, actually we can, maybe last minute we can show off the two really beautiful entries in the Discord, but maybe with our next episode, with our next guest in 2 weeks, I'll be able to show the other entries on stream. I think that would be really cool.
I would love that.
And also, if you guys post them to Instagram, Steve and I can share them to our Instagram stories as well, to kind of give you guys a little bit of a boost in exposure and stuff like that. And yeah, I just really love supporting people, especially when they're able to create just beautiful art, and it just kind of creates a whole community doing all of the same illustration. It's just like, it just kind of brings everyone together.
Yeah, I love it. So is this going to be every Wednesday and Thursday?
Every other Wednesday and Thursday, yeah. So you guys
every other Wednesday and Thursday,
yeah, so
okay.
you guys have 2 weeks to be able to do this prompt, and then we will go on to the next prompt.
Challenge accepted. I'm going to do both of these, and I'm going to do Sam's.
There you go.
Sorry, Sam. Sorry, Sam.
No pressure or anything, but you're gonna do Draw This in Your Style, Sam.
Oh, Jess, let me tell you, I am actually an American transplanted into Canada. And so I have a very enthusiastic relationship with Canadian candy. I have lots of feelings about it, and I won't go into all of them. But I will say, one, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I like Smarties more than M&Ms.
Really? That's
interesting. I do. They're more shell, and I like the shell. And I adore Coffee Crisp so much. It's the perfect candy in the whole world.
That sounds good. I've never had it before, but just the name Coffee Crisp sounds amazing.
It's like a Kit Kat.
Ooh.
And it's not like coffee flavored, but it's just very good. I gotta figure out how to get you some.
Oh yes, That would be amazing.
Yep, Canadian candy is a very special thing.
I think I might add a little bit of variation to these berries as well. I might add, maybe just make some of them lighter and darker, just to kind of add a little bit more interest. Same kind of situation I did with the leaves here.
Yeah. Oh yes, Jess is right. She's made a distinction that Canadian Smarties aren't like American Smarties.
Oh.
That Canadian Smarties are like M&Ms. They're very similar to M&Ms.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's confusing because you're like, well, but Smarties are sour.
Right.
It's just a totally different world.
Yeah, like the chalky kind of little tablets.
Yeah. I think those have another name here, but I don't remember what it is.
Oh, Rin says, you two are so lovely. Thank you. Lovely. Thank you so much for being wonderful people. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Aww. It would be funny to compare American Smarties to M&Ms. Totally different ball game. Codi, how many years have you been a digital artist?
Since I graduated high school in 2011, so about 10 years. Back before that, I pretty much only did like regular pencil drawings with like a mechanical pencil on paper. So I don't really have any traditional experience. So, and then after I graduated high school, I wasn't even in the market for a Wacom tablet or anything, but my mom and I were at Staples and they had Intuoses for like half off. They were just having like a huge sale, and I was like, "Hey mom, do you think I could get one of these?" Because she always was super supportive of my art and stuff. So, and she was like, "Okay." And that was my first Intuos that I used. It was like an Intuos before they even had the Pro, just a regular Intuos all. And then I started drawing on Photoshop. Actually, I lied. I started drawing on Paint Tool Sci. That was my first paint program because I could not figure out Photoshop. It was not working for me at all. I was like, how do these brushes work? I don't understand.
Yeah. You needed a Sid Weiler.
Yes. Yeah, one day, actually, I was just browsing Tumblr, and I came upon a post talking about Kyle Webster's brushes. And just years ago, I've been using Kyle's brushes for so long now. And his brushes were actually the brushes that made me feel like, oh wow, I can actually paint in Photoshop. I get it now. Like all of his texture brushes just totally gave me confidence.
I feel like the brush engines have really improved over time as well.
Yeah. What about you? Do you have any traditional experience?
I mean, I did grow up sketchbooking as a kid. Like I was the kid who in high school, I always was drawing during class.
Yeah.
To the chagrin of my teachers.
Same.
So I would say that is definitely like traditional experience. And I did go to, I did study art in university. But there was like one or two painting courses, and it was a much more fine art focused track. So it was a lot more about like, what is your concept? And if you painted, the first question everyone would ask you is like, why was painting the best medium to express this concept? And everyone would always kind of just silently think painting was never the right, unless your concept was about paint, you know, if it was about art history or I don't know. So that was not I didn't get a lot of skills, I don't feel, in that.
Right.
No negativity against that type of art. It has a lot of really interesting elements, but I wanted to learn how to like paint realism.
Yeah, definitely.
So to answer your question, I have technically been digital exclusive since 2015, except for a little bit of sketchbooking and a little bit of like October art challenges here and there. But I had actually done my first painting in Photoshop in like 2002 or 2001. So I didn't just start becoming digital in 2015. I've been sort of like getting to know it for a long time.
Yeah. All right, so we have less than 10 minutes left, probably about, 5 or 7 minutes left. I know.
Impossible.
I know, it went by so fast.
Oh, wow.
Hi, George. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining. Another tool that I really love, that I use all the time, is clear mode for brushes. Instead of using an eraser, I'll do clear mode, especially because I use the texture brushes. That way I can erase in...
How? Tell me now.
Obviously, I know everyone can't see my toolbar, but if you're on a brush, and you go to the top, it just says mode, and then there's a drop down, and you press clear. Now you can erase in your brush.
Do you have a hotkey for it?
There is no hotkey. Well, actually, no, I lied. There is a hotkey. If you hold down the tilde key, I believe it should work for you, but some people say it doesn't work. Let's see. Is it working for me right now? It is working for me right now. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
For me, I can't use the tilde key because I'm left-handed and it's on the left side of the keyboard, so I'd be like crossing the streams here. And I tried to reset the keybind, but I can't figure out how to do it. And it also doesn't work when you record an action. I've tried. So if anyone out there knows how to rebind the clear keystroke, that would be a lifesaver for me.
I would love that very much because I don't want to toggle my brush. I want to just keep using the same brush, you know? Like it's that texture thing.
Yeah.
If only we could have a part 3 of 2, Rin says.
I know. I totally agree. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, though.
Well, I can certainly say I am enjoying it. It's been the highlight of my days this week.
Aww. Hi, Clever. Welcome. Good to see you. Jess says, yes, Cody, I started using Kyle's brushes a good 7 years ago and used to buy them on his Gumroad page. Yes, me too, back before they were available through Adobe. Exactly.
I bought the mega pack once myself. I'm glad that he has partnered with Adobe, though. It just makes me so happy to have him be available to so many people, you know?
Absolutely. All right, you guys. Well, it is about that time that we should start packing up. I'm so sorry that we have to end this stream. I actually just want to keep going forever, but sadly we cannot. But Stevie, thank you so much for joining us. If there is anywhere online that anyone can, check you out, where can they see your art most? Instagram
is probably the best, and my website. I maintain my portfolio there, but you'll see like more snippets on my Instagram. So check me out over there.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching again. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. We're the last stream of the day, so please stick around. Tomorrow we're going to be having some more Lightbox streams, so please come back for that. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. This was so much fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.